the FBI's next target is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah is even worse than Diddy. Oprah should flee the country because she's next. The FBI has gotten hold of Oprah's sacrificing tape and they're about to arrest her, so she should be ready.
A new Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music mogul in the days before his arrest.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose this.
Watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram,
Yeah,
because of the...
Look at this, and let's not fuss.
Something strange is going on with Oprah Winfrey's South African school for girls. Started spreading rumors that girls are disappearing from the school. According to these rumors, several students from the school have gone missing.
Yo, so why am I hearing that Oprah had a school for girls and all of them went missing?
These are my girls. These are my girls.
Hold on to your seats. 50 Cent just lobbed a bombshell straight at Oprah, and Hollywood is wobbling. What started as old beef has morphed into fresh, jaw-dropping accusations, and 50's hinting she could be next under the microscope. Is he unmasking a hidden truth or whipping up a storm nobody dares touch? Watch to the end. This rabbit hole is darker and deeper than anyone guessed.
Overnight, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop the release of a Netflix docuseries due out today. The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year. It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction moments later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs.
Now, Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action, claiming Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release as part of what they call a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alex Stapleton, who said, quote, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights," end quote. Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with our Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
50 Cent just threw a massive warning straight at Oprah, and the internet is in absolute chaos. He's dropping hints that she could be next to get exposed, and make no mistake, he's not holding back. As he keeps rattling Hollywood's biggest names, the shock factor skyrockets now that he's aiming at one of the most powerful women in entertainment. But here's the real twist. What pushed 50 to fire this warning, and why does he sound so certain that Oprah might actually be in serious danger of being unmasked?
The time comes when you have that type of situation take place or happen to you and you don't have an answer, you go to the concept of your higher power. And you say there's a plan for you, and if you believe in it, like I used to have issues with the plane when they get ready to take off.
Monique, why is she canceled? And then I know Tyler wouldn't support that. He never told nobody not to work with her. When I talked to him, he was like, "Nah, I never told no one not to work with her."
One point in the evening, I bumped into Gail King, Oprah's best friend. Now, Gail is a real deal, a very sophisticated, secure, and smart lady. She's never afraid of a situation, as she showed with her R. Kelly interview. So she marched right up to me and basically said, "Why are you talking about my girl?"
Oprah Winfrey close friend Jerry Harris, star of Oprah Netflix show Cheer, has been sentenced to 12 years in prison for raping underage children.
This picture looks so sad to me. She's Rita or a singer. This photo looks like Oprah is literally serving this girl up to Harvey. Tara looks so frightened. Looks like she's afraid of that man.
Let's talk about what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. I know you posted on Facebook already, but you haven't kind of spoken yet publicly about what's going on.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
Hold on to your seats, because this is about to get wild. From the way 50 Cent is talking, it sounds like he's uncovering a tangled web of Hollywood connections, secret alliances, and behind-the-scenes deals that Oprah would rather the world never see. Some fans are convinced this could trigger a full-blown industry shakeup, while others think 50 is poking at things Hollywood desperately wants buried. Either way, the tension is off the charts. Social media is exploding, splitting fans down the middle. Some say 50 is risking everything by going after Oprah, while others claim he's the only one bold enough to speak the whispers that everyone else is too scared to voice. Is this the start of Hollywood's biggest unraveling, or just the calm before an even bigger storm? One thing's clear, the timing, the energy, and 50's moves all scream something explosive is coming. And now, it gets absolutely crazier. 50 Cent didn't hold back. He went full throttle, claiming Oprah Winfrey is even worse than Diddy. Yes, worse. According to him, Oprah has been sabotaging black actors' careers just to protect her own throne at the top. That alone set the internet ablaze. But it didn't stop there. Rumors resurfaced about her all-girls school in Africa, whispers about girls disappearing after reporting mistreatment, and even stories of human remains allegedly found on the property. True or exaggerated, these claims alone have people questioning everything, and suddenly Oprah's name keeps popping up in conversations about Hollywood's dark, behind-the-scenes secrets. And let's be real, this isn't just fresh beef. Oprah and 50 Cent have a long, messy history. This is seasoned, bitter, old-school beef. From the start, Oprah allegedly tried to derail his rise. When 50 was climbing the charts and trying to reshape his public image to show he was more than just an ex-dealer from Jamaica, Queens, he wanted to sit down with Oprah, but she reportedly shut it down cold. Didn't like his music, didn't like his personality, didn't like the energy he brought. And of course, knowing 50, he didn't let that slide quietly. This is more than drama. It's a powder keg about to blow, and Hollywood might not know what hit it.
Once upon a time, you didn't like Oprah.
Right. You're looking at it and you're saying that everything that's wrong with our culture is why I'm a success.
Wow.
So when I actually got a chance to talk to her, she was like, I never thought about it like that.
And of course, true to 50 Cent's unapologetic style, he didn't let Oprah's rejection slide. He struck back hard, accusing her of pandering to an older white audience, basically calling out that she wasn't representing the culture she claimed to champion. And then he dropped the bombshell comparison, an Oreo. Black on the outside, white on the inside. The remark sent shockwaves across social media, sparking major backlash and cementing this clash as one of the most talked about feuds in Hollywood history. And in a throwback audio clip from that era, 50 Cent didn't hold back. He said, "I think she caters to older white women. Oprah's audience is my audience's parents, so I could care less about Oprah or her show. She was completely against everything in my music. She was never going to have me on. I'm never going to reach that platform." Which, let's be real, confirms you're a huge success. Then, in classic 50 fashion, he dropped the ultimate line. "If we can't be friends, then let's be enemies. I'm actually better off having friction with her." Only 50 could turn a rejection into a full-blown rivalry and somehow make it insanely entertaining. But here's the twist. The interview did eventually happen. Not because Oprah had a change of heart. Oh no. Rumor has it, Hollywood heavyweights leaned on her hard. 50 was one of the biggest names on the planet, and having him on her show meant ratings gold. Ratings that mattered far more than any personal beef. Watching the interview, you could almost feel it. A little stiff, a little forced. It was business over genuine interest, and that energy made the whole moment even juicier for anyone paying attention.
With me, it depends on who it is. Like, if I knock down like Oprah Winfrey,
right,
she can do whatever she wants.
She gonna give you that bag.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oprah can do whatever she wants. She ain't even gotta lie. Like, she could be leaving the house, and I just be like, "Do you need me to pick you up?" Or, you know what I'm saying?
But 50 wasn't the only one dragging Oprah into the spotlight. Ludacris jumped into the conversation with his own messy story. He went on Oprah's show to promote Crash, an Oscar-winning film, expecting a major career moment on one of the biggest stages in the world. Instead, Oprah zeroed in, not on the movie, not on the cast, but on his use of the N-word in his music. The film barely got a mention. It was obvious she had her own agenda, and Ludacris wasn't having it. The clash was subtle but electric, a classic example of Hollywood power dynamics clashing with raw talent.
Have you made it to Oprah yet?
Have I made it to Oprah? I've been on Oprah a long time ago.
Okay, so
I haven't made it back, but I was on there one time. I'll tell you.
How did it go? How did it go?
You know what? We talking about the first time I was on?
The first time you was on.
You didn't see it?
No, I missed this.
You didn't hear about it?
Is this the one about the N-word?
No,
This is about the movie. I do remember.
Yeah.
She cut you off.
Right.
She cut you. She edited out what you had to say.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's what it came down to. That was the only time I was on Oprah.
Okay, and then
whether we get invited back or not.
Did you call her? Did you call her and say, "Why did you edit me, Oprah"?
No, I didn't. But you know, we've pretty much made up since then, man. Like I've talked to her over the phone. Everything's cool. I would like to get invited back though.
Okay.
And just when you think this drama couldn't get any messier, it dives even deeper. Ludacris later revealed that Oprah had edited the interview in a way that made him look completely defenseless and, frankly, ignorant. Every moment of her criticism stayed intact, but the parts where he pushed back, explained himself, or defended his art, cut, gone. The final edit made it look like he just sat there, nodding along, swallowing every jab. He said it felt like she was using him to reinforce stereotypes for her mostly white audience. And honestly, that's a serious, heavy accusation that sent shockwaves through the industry.
When is our show gonna be live? That's the question.
Live.
Without being, edited.
Right.
I want to go on Oprah live.
What was it that she edited out? Just for those who listening, trying to figure out what was it.
It was a lot of. It was certain comments that she had made about. I was there for Crash for the movie.
Yeah.
And basically, she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in the movie. And of course, I was up there with the whole cast of Crash, and so I didn't necessarily felt like that needed to be said. You didn't agree with my music, and even if you don't agree with certain songs I made, say you don't agree with certain songs. Don't say you just don't agree with all of my music.
Right.
The whole saga sparked a massive conversation about who Oprah chooses to challenge, who she protects, and whether her platform has actually held back more black entertainers than it's helped. And 50 Cent? He made damn sure none of this stayed buried. Then there's Dave Chappelle. Oprah allegedly tried to set him up too, right after he famously walked away from that $50 million Comedy Central deal. That deal was so loaded with strings that rumors swirled about certain industry players wanting him out for refusing it. That's why he reportedly retreated to South Africa, laying low, staying safe, and guarding his peace. But when he finally told his side on Oprah's show, the story took an unexpected, almost surreal turn, leaving everyone questioning what really went down behind the scenes.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see it before. Look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No.
No.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
Every time Dave tried to set the record straight, Oprah kept cutting him off, twisting his words, and pushing him to admit to things that didn't even match his reality. She insinuated that he was paranoid, as if his instincts were overblown or irrational. Dave fired back, explaining that paranoia isn't some flaw. It's survival for many black men who are always looking over their shoulder, especially when suddenly worth millions. That kind of wealth instantly paints a target on your back, and he had every reason to protect himself. But Oprah didn't ease up. She pressed him about checking into a psychiatric hospital in South Africa, framing it like a personal failing. Dave explained that people there tried to put him on heavy medication he refused because he felt they were attempting to control or discredit him. He admitted he was scared, not unstable, not delusional, just unsure who he could trust. Oprah tried to dismiss it all as simple stress, but the tension was palpable. Dave looked like a man speaking truth to power, while Oprah looked like she was steering the story toward a narrative she already decided on. And just when you think the chaos couldn't get more tangled, the drama spiraled into the stories of Taraji P. Henson and Monique, eerily similar patterns of fallout. When Taraji publicly clashed with Oprah, social media erupted with comparisons. This is exactly what happened to Monique. Hollywood's dark undercurrents were suddenly on full display, and it was clear Oprah's influence wasn't just powerful, it was dangerous.
I'm unapologetic and I'm unwavering about it. Because when I see this woman, Oprah Winfrey, how do you as a black woman watch another black woman be thrown under the bus based off of a lie? What I won't do is be quiet. I won't go away. I won't back down.
And so when she was offered an unfair deal by Netflix, she decided to push back.
The offers just didn't make sense. If we continue to accept these low offers, however do we make it different and make a change? I've got to speak up and speak out. And I've got to say it's blatantly unfair.
What was unfair about it?
She was offered $500,000 to do a Netflix special, a comedy special. The problem is that other comedians, like the Amy Schumers of the world, is that like she's getting offered like $10, $11 million.
Like $500,000 is still a lot of money, but then when you find out it's $500,000 versus $11 million.
Then came 2023, and Taraji P. Henson dropped a bombshell that left everyone stunned. She revealed that Oprah had severely underpaid her for The Color Purple. The drama didn't stop there. She went on CBS Mornings with Oprah's closest ally, Gail King, and laid it all bare, confessing that the experience left her so drained and undervalued, she seriously considered quitting acting altogether. It was a shocking glimpse into the cost of navigating Hollywood's high-stakes power plays.
Then one night I was at a fundraiser in New York City for the NYRP, a nonprofit founded by Bette Midler. At one point in the evening, I bumped into Gail King, Oprah's best friend. Now, Gail is a real deal, a very sophisticated, secure, and smart lady. She's never afraid of a situation, as she showed with her R. Kelly interview. So she marched right up to me and basically said, "Why are you talking about my girl?" I had to explain to Gail that I didn't have a true beef with Oprah. "Listen, I'd love to be Oprah's friend," I continued, "but if we can't be friends, can we at least be enemy?" When I said that, I saw Gail arch her eyebrows and look at me a bit different. It registered to her there was a method to what I was doing. "Okay, you're different than I thought," Gail told me. "I'm going to tell Oprah she needs to meet you. You two need to talk." True to her word, Gail set it up for me to be on Oprah's show. It was a great episode. She came to my old house in Queens, met my grandmother, and walked around my old neighborhood with me. Eventually, we got to our relationship.
But instead of letting Taraji speak her truth, Gail tried to twist the moment into a joke. Brushing off her pain, fans erupted online, calling it straight-up gaslighting, and making it crystal clear that Gail was shielding Oprah while minimizing Taraji's experience.
Somebody went on and something went viral where they're analyzing us on top of the Empire State. We were cold.
Oprah said you were cold.
We were cold. It was cold. Yeah, there's a whole thing we had done that day.
Yes.
That was the fourth thing we had done that day. First of all, I just want to say that from the beginning, when I got the first phone call that they were being asked to rent cars because they were in the middle of rehearsal.
Well, I asked for my own car because I like to drive myself. I'm a Southern woman.
So I heard that Taraji was upset because she'd been asked to do a rental car. I personally called Toby Emmerich, who was at the time the head of Warner Brothers, and he said, "Well, that means we have to do cars for everybody." Then I said, "Then we do cars for everybody. And if it's necessary, I will pay for the cars myself." He goes, "Well, we don't want you to do that." Yes. So, that was one thing, trailers were another thing, food was another thing.
And everything got...
One of the biggest compliments, it happened to me just the other day coming through the airport. Two women said, "Gail, this is my Oprah." And so they always say, "I'm Oprah, I'm Gail," vice versa.
Yeah. I always
Don't you
get
hear
this
that
is
too?
my Gail. This is my Gail.
I always get, "This is my Oprah."
Yeah.
I just think that's one of the biggest compliments anyway. I don't know of any other combo of women that people say that about.
Yeah, I was just someplace the other day and somebody said, "This is my Gail too. This
Yeah.
is my Gail."
Yeah, and I understand what that means. That means
Yes.
long-term, standing in the gap, no
True
matter
blue.
what. I'm here for you, gonna tell you the truth.
Even if you don't wanna hear it. That's what that means.
During the interview, Gail King dropped rumors she'd heard about Taraji thinking of quitting acting. But instead of showing support, her tone came off more like a scolding than genuine concern. Taraji didn't hold back. She spoke with raw honesty, revealing that after decades of grinding and giving her all, she was still being paid far less than she deserved. The moment was tense, exposing just how far power and privilege can overshadow talent in Hollywood.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over.
Taraji P. Henson's brutally honest and emotional explanation of Hollywood's pay disparity is going viral.
I hear people go, "You work a lot." Well, have to. The math ain't mathin'. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, here's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid.
She opened up about the exhausting cycle, tired of hearing the same complaints from other Black actresses, tired of being told she worked a lot, and tired of pretending everything was fine when she knew she was being undervalued. Her voice cracked as she admitted she had finally reached her breaking point, and every word carried the weight of years of emotional exhaustion. The room felt heavy with the truth she was daring to speak aloud.
Work. People go, "You work a lot." I have to, because the math ain't math and the zeros ain't adding up, And so because you see somebody working a lot of times when it's us, it's because that one job is not going to cover you for the year. I wish I could just do 2 films and be like, I'm kind of to that point now. You know what I mean? But there are actors out there that just one job a year because that's how they get paid. And I don't think people really understand the breakdown of the math. 50 Cent, if somebody goes, they made $10 million, right? You got to remember Uncle Sam is coming to take half of that off the top. Right. And then you have to pay your 30 or 40%, whatever you're paying your team off your gross. So you're not taking home $10 million. I know it sounds amazing, but you're not taking it home. Somebody gets paid $1 million for a film, they not seeing that $1 million in their bank account. Do the math.
Right in the middle of all that chaos, 50 Cent jumped back into the drama, throwing public support behind Taraji. He shared her story and made it clear he was ready to collaborate with her anytime, almost like tossing her a lifeline in real time. It was a bold reminder that she wasn't facing the storm alone, and it sent shockwaves through Hollywood, showing that alliances can shift in the blink of an eye.
We're gonna go over body language. Let's look at Oprah. You see how she looked at Taraji and quickly looks away. And now look at Taraji, look at her legs. She locks it away from Oprah, looking up, fluttering her eyes, trying to hold back tears. But she's trying to be professional, but she leans into Oprah. Oprah pulls away. Fake laugh. We all know that's fake, that's fine. But they're trying to release that negative energy outside their bodies. Oprah is all closed up. She's not even trying to open up, and it was closing in on Oprah. Oprah pulls out, trying to find an escape, goes right behind Gandalf Brooks. And look at Taraji's face. She's just like not having it. And notice how Oprah is suddenly now opened up with her arms, and look at Fantasia's face. Look at Taraji as if we're almost to the ending of this. Don't worry. Something definitely happened here. And now look at how Oprah has her arms and her hand.
What Taraji didn't realize in that moment was that she was stepping onto the same treacherous path Monique had walked years before. And just as 50 Cent had warned, once Oprah has an issue with you, the uphill battle becomes brutal and painfully public. Monique has spent years calling out Oprah and Tyler Perry, and her story is one of the messiest Hollywood feuds to ever explode online. According to Monique, she was blackballed after refusing to do free promotion for Precious. She was paid a mere $50,000 for the entire film, yet they expected her to cover her own flights, hotels, and attend every press event, all on that tiny paycheck. The audacity left fans outraged and Hollywood whispers buzzing for years.
For Precious, which was an independent film, I received $50,000 for that movie. And I had a conversation with Tyler Perry. Sydney and I did separate times. And he said, Monique, because he was trying to explain to me why I should campaign for the Oscar and what it could do for my career. And he said, just the nomination alone, your next movie would be $3 to $5 million. Well, if you win it, it's $6 to $8 million. Well, I won it. And there's not been one offer that's come across from Hollywood of $6 to $8 million. There's not been an offer that's come across from Hollywood that's been $1 million. So when you start receiving the type of offers that say, well, that award means absolutely nothing, and we're getting it from somebody like Mr. Perry saying, this is what you will get if you just get nominated.
Monique called it what it was: exploitation, not opportunity. In a no-holds-barred interview, she laid it all out. She claimed she was never really blackballed. Instead, she was whiteballed by a powerful black industry leader who, in her words, didn't have the backbone to do what was right. The revelation sent shockwaves, peeling back the curtain on the ruthless politics lurking behind Hollywood's glamorous facade.
See, back in the day, when they had us in chains, they would beat one real good.
Right. But in front of the others.
In front of the others, and they let everybody know what you don't want is that type of ass whooping.
Right.
So what they said was, we're gonna beat Monique really good. We're gonna sit her down. And I made it public. Financially, my family took a hit. So when you see our sister go through that, and we act like our eyes didn't see what it saw when we watched that promotion happen with The Color Purple.
Right.
We wanted to act like we didn't see how Oprah Winfrey treated Taraji. In my humble opinion, when you saw her walk up, you saw that there was tension. You saw that there was something happening.
Right.
And then when you see Taraji write her a love letter, it's like, listen, we know you were mistreated. And then you turn around and say, oh, but Lady O handled it. I have a problem with that. Because that allows Lady O to keep on doing what she's doing, and we're in a position of, I don't want to say nothing because we saw how Monique got.
Monique unleashed years of pent-up frustration, cutting through the Hollywood gloss with brutal honesty. She spoke about being accused of talking too much, simply because she refused to stay silent about being underpaid and mistreated. Her tone left no doubt. She was done pretending. She basically said, if she had one, they could all go suck it, because she was fed up with being disrespected, undervalued, and dismissed by the very people who should have had her back. You could literally hear every year of anger and exhaustion in her voice. What made the situation even more explosive? During Monique's lowest point, the only major celebrity publicly standing by her side was 50 Cent. While most of Hollywood stayed quiet, 50 went online, hyping her up like family. He raved about seeing her stand-up show over Super Bowl weekend, admitting she had him completely captivated, and made it clear the world needed to witness her talent firsthand. Then he didn't stop there. He doubled down, calling out Tyler Perry and Oprah directly, demanding they apologize to Monique, while announcing he was ready to help revive her career. In that clip, 50 made it crystal clear they had let their power harm her for far too long, and he wasn't going to let it continue. When he backs someone, he doesn't miss. And you could feel every ounce of sincerity in his words. Some folks are pointing fingers at her charity work in Africa, calling it mysterious. Others say it's just more fuel for the gossip machine. The point isn't whether those claims are true, it's that the stories won't stop. Look, if you followed this saga, you know Oprah and 50 haven't exactly been BFFs. This goes back years. When 50 was climbing, he wanted that golden platform, the interview that could flip his image from notorious Queens kid to legit superstar. But according to industry chatter, Oprah wasn't having it. She didn't vibe with his music or his persona, and that closed door became headline fodder. And 50? He isn't the silent type. In classic 50 fashion, he hit back hard, calling out the showbiz gatekeepers and roasting Oprah's audience in a way only he can. He labeled her an Oreo. Tough talk, punchy, and designed to rile. He made it clear, if he couldn't get the platform, he'd rather spar than submit. If we can't be friends, we'll be enemies. He basically dared, and you best believe he played that angle for maximum drama. The interview did eventually happen, but according to insiders, it wasn't a warm embrace. It was a business move, a collision of ratings, power, and PR. And the fallout? Pure entertainment. Fans pick sides, conspiracy channels hum, and the rumor mill churns on. So what's the truth? That's the million-dollar question. Is this a calculated power struggle, petty celebrity beef, or something darker whispered in private rooms? For now, it's a sizzling story of ambition, resentment, and the wild world of Hollywood influence. Perfect material for late-night debates and viral breakdowns. Stay tuned, because when two giants collide, receipts, rumors, and drama follow.
Favorite meal for him?
When he was growing up, his favorite food was pork and beans and Franks.
Really? You still like them?
Yeah. It was the fastest. Like things for you to cook.
Right after 50's fireworks, Ludacris slid into the drama like someone tossing gasoline on a spark. Word on the street? He says Oprah set him up. Picture this. He's booked to plug his film Crash. Red carpet, co-stars, the whole promo machine. And instead of spotlighting the movie, the conversation flips. Oprah barely touches the film, and suddenly it's all about his lyrics, the N-word, and moral hot takes. Fans were left scratching their heads. Was this tough love or a deliberate ambush? Industry insiders whisper that the segment felt staged, a classic pivot from promotion to moral reckoning. And Ludacris walked out looking like the guy who got blindsided on what was supposed to be his night. He came to sell his art and left having to dodge a morality interrogation. Whether it was strategy, genuine concern, or plain old power play, the moment added another layer to the growing narrative. This wasn't just celebrity friction, it was influence being flexed on live TV. And of course, the internet did what it does best. Picked a side, rewrote the script, and turned a promo tour into another episode of Who's Really Running Hollywood? Keep your popcorn handy. This one's messy, and the rumor mill is not slowing down. As if the whole ambush moment wasn't messy enough, the story gets even spicier. According to Ludacris, what viewers saw on TV wasn't even the full truth. He says parts of his responses were edited out, chopped up in a way that made him look uneducated and scatterbrained. And that's when fans really started side-eyeing the situation. In the rumor mill, people began whispering that the edit felt strategic, that Oprah, consciously or not, leaned into the stereotypes her largely white audience already held about rappers, using Ludacris as the example to score moral high ground. The narrative floating around was brutal, that protecting her image mattered more than protecting another black entertainer's reputation. Now, whether that was calculated TV production or just bad optics, the fallout was loud. The moment fed into a growing suspicion among artists that stepping onto Oprah's stage wasn't always a blessing. Sometimes, it was walking straight into a storyline that wasn't yours. And once that edit hits the screen, there's no taking it back. The drama at this point wasn't just an interview gone wrong. It was a whole conversation about power, perception, and who gets to control the narrative in Hollywood. And then came the Dave Chappelle chapter, the moment fans swear Oprah tried to corner a comedy legend on live television. Dave shows up on her couch, fresh off the biggest headline of his career, turning down a $50 million Comedy Central deal. And the streets were buzzing. The whispers were wild. People claiming the contract was so shady, so suffocating, that after he refused it, things allegedly got dangerous. The rumors got so intense that fans believed he escaped to South Africa just to stay alive and keep his sanity. So Dave sits across from Oprah, trying to explain what really went down. The pressure, the paranoia, the Hollywood machine closing in. But instead of letting him get the full story out, Oprah kept jumping in, redirecting the conversation, pushing him toward narratives he wasn't claiming. Viewers said it felt like she was steering him into confessing to things he never admitted, especially about substance use. The tension was obvious. Dave kept trying to clarify, to stay in control of his own truth, but Oprah kept circling back, framing his disappearance like it was the result of personal demons rather than industry pressure. And the more she pressed, the clearer it became to fans watching at home. This wasn't an interview. It felt like an interrogation, one designed to make Dave fit a headline he never wrote. By the end, people weren't just talking about Dave's disappearance. They were talking about Oprah's tactics, and that's when the narrative really shifted. Were these just tough conversations, or was she shaping the story to protect the industry while throwing another black entertainer under the bus? Either way, the internet never forgot this one.